everyone, welcome back to Fairies and Folktales. For my video today, I'm going to be doing the swatch tests for the Hobbii yarn that I got from those mystery boxes. I was planning on getting this video out last week, but I had a few emergency things happen with two of my pets, one of my rats and one of my dogs. So I just took a break last week to take care of them. They're doing okay right now. They're both now kind of on end of life care, but they're both doing better than they were when we had the emergency stuff happen. So the care is working, and we're just going to continue with that. But now I have a little bit of time to record this video, and I think it's gonna, since I don't have a really good place to set up my camera like top down on a surface, I think what I'm gonna do is record the intro, the outro, and then the parts where I'm like talking about the swatches that I've made on the camera, and then everything else will be recorded with my phone top down like this. I have this little neck holder thing that can hold my phone above my hands, and I think I'll record doing the swatches that way. So you'll see a few different viewpoints. But I think that's the best way that I can do now to capture myself actually crocheting, because I don't have a good place to set up my camera. So if you remember from my previous vlog, I think it was in the middle of my last vlog, where I unboxed two Hobbii mystery bags. One of them was cotton and one of them was sparkly. Here's all the yarn from that. I put it on this little bin. And I'm going to be doing swatches of all of these. If I have the same type of yarn but in a different color, I won't make a swatch of that. But I do have a lot of variety. I've just gone through and I have 7 different types of yarn that I got in this box. I have a bunch of different colors, but I have 7 different types that I've never used before and I want to swatch for this video. 4 of them are cotton, and then 3 of them are from the sparkly one. So I have baby cotton, rainbow 8/4, rainbow deluxe 8/4, and I'm not really sure what the difference is between these two. And then Friends 8/6. And I think I've heard that the Friends is just like between different lines on their site. If it is labeled Friends, you can find a color match in the other type of yarn. And then I have a Starlight. It's 60% wool, superwash wool, 25% polyamide, and 15% reflective polyester. And then I have 2 Metallicos. They're 70% polyamide, 20% acrylic, 10% merino wool. And they're the same thing, but they're in different colors, and I really want to see how both of these work up. So I'm going to be trying both of them. The baby cotton calls for a size 4mm hook. Rainbow Deluxe 8/4 calls for 3 to 3.5mm. Rainbow 8/4 calls for 3.5mm. 8/6 calls for 3.5 to 4mm. Starlight calls for 5.5 to 6mm. And the Metallico calls for a 3. I don't have a 3, and I have misplaced my 3.5, so I'll be using a 3.25 for the 3s and a 3.75 for the 3.5s. But all the other ones I think I do have. Just I use the Clover or More hooks, and for some reason it goes from 2.25 to 3.25. There's not a 3 in between there. So I'm working with what I got. So now I'm going to move over to the other setup and do the swatches, and then whenever I come back, I'll show you everything, and the lighting will have changed because the sun is currently going down. So it's going to look a bit different, but I'll see you soon. finished making all the swatches, so now I'm going to go over my thoughts on everything. I'll start with the baby cotton. It's 100% organic Egyptian cotton, and it's this teal one. Here's the swatch, which you saw up close when I recorded it on my phone. For each swatch, I did a foundation row of chains. I did 11 so that I'd have 10 stitches per row. Then I did 2 rows of single crochet, 2 rows of double crochet, and then 2 rows of treble crochet, just so you could see how the different stitches worked up, like with the different types of yarn. Because like this one is very holey overall. Even in the single crochets, it's kind of holey. This one was overall fine. It's not my favorite cotton that I've tried, but it wasn't bad. I know I'll still use the one that I got, but I'm not sure if I'd reorder this one. It does feel better than Lily Sugar and Cream, so if you wanted something that has a little bit more of a rough texture and for bags or something, then you could use this one and not the Lily Sugar and Cream if that one hurts your hands a lot. That one hurts my hands a lot, which is why I'm suggesting that. This one is a little bit rough, but it's not as rough, so I feel like I could probably work with it longer, but after a while, I think it would probably still hurt my hands. Overall, not bad though. The next one I'll go over is the Rainbow Deluxe 8-4, which is 100% Turkish cotton, and it's this red one. Even though it says that they're the same weight, the teal one and this red one, this one is significantly thinner than the other one. Like, you can even see the swatch sizes are different. I feel like this one is way more close to lace than the other one, but I really liked it. It was really, really soft. I liked that a lot. It still has a lot of good structure. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to break it if I pull on it. So it has really good cotton structure, but then it's soft, which is really nice. The only thing I didn't like about it was that it splits easily. The different strands of the yarn kind of split, and you probably saw in the, like when I was making swatches, that I'd have to kind of reinsert and reinsert to get a strand that split off the hook, but I still like it more than the other one. Now this one is the Rainbow 8-4, so the only difference between the last one is that it was labeled Rainbow Deluxe 8-4, but this one's also thicker again. It's labeled the same weight again, but it's thicker. But it worked up just about the same as the Rainbow Deluxe. The only difference was this one didn't really split, and I like that a lot. So this one so far is my favorite, and I think it's my favorite cotton I've tried yet, like out of all the brands. I really, really like this one. I'd definitely order it again. It just glides on the hook really, really nicely and doesn't hurt my hands. Really soft. It's just overall a really good cotton. I feel like it'd make a nice shirt too, because it's a lot softer than other cottons are. And then the last different type of cotton I got is the Cotton 8-6, and it's in the Friends collection, and it just says 100% cotton. The Rainbow 8-4 was also 100% cotton, and I see now that the Deluxe I said earlier was Turkish, 100% Turkish cotton, and the regular non-deluxe is just 100% cotton. So that's the difference, and the thickness of them is a little bit different too. But this one is the Friends Collection Cotton 8-6, and then it's also 100% cotton, and it's this light blue color. I think this one was my favorite out of all of them. It worked up very similarly to the 8-4 cotton, but I liked the thickness of it a little bit more. And you can do double crochets in this one, and there's not as much space as all the other ones. I really, really liked this one. So, so soft. So I know I definitely reorder the regular 8-4 and the regular 8-6, and especially the Friends collection, so I can mix and match colors. Next I have the Starlight one, which it has the reflective strands in it. And I already went over, I think in the beginning, the makeup of it, so I'm not going to go over that again. But this is what it looks like. And it's made up the same of, you know, chain, single, double, treble. And I think I got a good video of how the reflective parts work. I think you can see it well in the video. My thoughts on this one, I really like the reflectiveness. I think that's really cool to have in a yarn. I've not seen that before. But at what cost? It's so scratchy, and I do not like the texture of the yarn itself. The reflective part doesn't feel horrible, but the yarn itself is just kind of gross. I do not like it. I would not reorder this again unless they change the makeup of the base yarn. It makes me cringe. I don't like it. And the other thing is that it also splits, so it's just very annoying to work with by feel and just like with it continuously splitting as you're working it up. I don't like it. The next one I'm going over is the Metallico. Oh my gosh, it's all stuck together. I think with it being all stuck together, I think it's fair to say that it would probably be difficult to frog this because it has so much fuzz and it'd probably catch on itself a lot. I already went over the makeup of this one too, so I'm just going to go into my thoughts. It's really beautiful. It's so shiny. So shiny. It's a little bit difficult to see the stitches when you're trying to go into them because of how fuzzy it is. I don't know if it's really picking up just how fuzzy it is, but I don't know. It's just a little bit difficult to work with, but I feel like it's worth it because it's so beautiful and it makes something really, really pretty. And I didn't know until yesterday when I was looking at all the colors that they had. After I worked with it, I wanted to go see what other colors they had because, you know, this is just from a mystery thing. And I saw that there's actually 2 different versions of it. There's a fine and a medium, and I definitely have the fine. I think that probably I would enjoy the medium more just because I enjoy like a medium weight of yarn more than a really fine weight. But this one's really beautiful, and it wasn't awful to work with. It's just seeing your stitches. It's a little bit more difficult than like the cotton yarns. But I would definitely reorder this because it's so pretty. I think probably if I reordered it, I'd get the medium though. And then I didn't record me working this one up because it is the same as the last one. And I also didn't work up as many rows because I, you know, wasn't doing a full out swatch, but I did want to show just how this other colorway worked up. It's like a really light denim blue with gold, and I am obsessed with this one. I love it so much. This color is just beautiful. And it looks different in different lightings. Like, I feel like it almost looks kind of silver, like a warm silver here, but whenever you actually look at it really up close, you can definitely see that it's gold. I love it. So overall, I really enjoyed doing the mystery bag because I got to try a lot of different yarns and I got to see which cottons that I liked, because every time I went on their site, I wanted to order cotton, but I just didn't know which one I would like, and so I didn't order it. But this way now I can see that my 2 favorites are the regular 8.4 and the regular 8.6. And I just love how they work up. I love how they feel. I love the color range. So I will definitely be ordering more of that. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you haven't already, that would be so helpful. And I'll see you in the next video.